welcome to Chinwag with the Horsemen. I'm Andrew.
I'm Mayberry.
I'm James.
And I'm Casey.
We're so glad you're joining us. We're very grateful to you that you've downloaded the podcast wherever you find your podcasts. We're on all kinds of websites and so forth. Don't guess you need to know that because you're already listening. We do have several ways to get in touch with us. First off, you can check us out on YouTube. Casey, what's that YouTube channel?
That is Chinwag with the Horsemen.
That's perfect. That's beautiful. That's
all
the
you need to
perfect
know.
name for that YouTube channel. Could there be a better name for it?
There could not be.
It's almost like
It is
it was
perfect.
designed that way.
Just for us. Now we have video up if you're listening to this on a audio format video.
That's right. And we're doing some experimentation with the video, trying to make it a little bit better, a little bit more YouTube-ish, I guess. I don't know. We're just working with a few things, just trying different things out. But tonight it's just straight up normal Horseman video. Barry, what is the email address they can reach us at?
Are you going to be okay?
James, what's the email address they can reach us at?
He's gone.
Well, the email address, since Avery just died, is chinwagwithhorsemen@gmail.com.
Did I get you in the middle of a sip there, brother?
No, I was trying to bump. I wasn't trying to. So I was trying to hold it in so it wouldn't be loud.
I'm glad you didn't just like belch right in the middle of this podcast. That would be
I am too.
That'd be bad.
James would have just had to have edited that out, but this is a whole fun thing where you almost choked to death on Coca-Cola in the middle of the podcast. So
like I tried to not do that. So I leaned to cover and then and it got me.
I love you gave the signal too. You were like, no, you waving it off. I can't do it. Can't do it.
It's like he's calling in a sub there. I'm done.
He threw up
Throwing up the
X there, man down. So we did have, and this is an old piece of correspondence there, but we had a YouTube comment that I wanted to address. YouTube user Gilly, and the four of us pretty sure we know who that is. We have a good idea based off the username who that might be. But Gilly listens to us a lot, and we're glad to have Gilly listening, and we appreciate the interaction. But Gilly commented and said he loved my N7 hat. I wore this as a fluke on one episode, and I kind of liked it. Kind of, thought it'd be good. But I got this. Hey Barry, when did my wife and I see you at GameStop? You remember when you were picking something up and I was getting Mass Effect 3 pre-order?
Was it Batman?
It wouldn't have been Batman, I don't think, because I would have gotten Batman too. Whatever
when
it was,
Mass Effect 3 released.
You had 2000. We were in college, so I don't. Anyway, not important.
We were in college for like 12 years.
That's true. That doesn't really narrow it down. For the whole time they were releasing Mass Effects, we were in college.
2012, March of 2012
is when Mass Effect 3 came out.
Yeah.
So I never do the big pre-order. Avery does the massive, the most he can possibly get out of a pre-order when he does that.
Maybe one day I will show my pre-orders.
We should do that. That'd be a great segment on this.
That'd be a whole show.
We'd have
or
to
just
divide it
or
up.
just a little bit, yeah. One per episode.
Something like that, because it's too much for one.
When I build me an office, I can just hide it in the background.
Now you got to show them and tell them where you got this is a stress ball that I got for Christmas, by the way. It's on the video. But anyway, my wife and I went to pick up Mass Effect 3. We weren't married yet, of course. And this was at midnight. And there was Barry getting his box of crap. Barry had like a like a huge box of stuff that he'd gotten from the pre-order. And I got this hat pre-order Mass Effect 3.
I think we just named that segment Avery's box of crap he got from GameStop.
Hey, now some of the stuff is pretty sweet.
Most of it's pretty sweet, and we can tell the story of the Batarang that the girl gave you.
Yeah, we peer pressured him into getting.
That we peer pressured you into upgrading your pre-order the night it was
worth it.
That was Batman. That was Arkham City, maybe.
No, that was the first
one. That was Arkham.
That was
the very first one.
Nice. But anyway, Gilly, appreciate that you enjoy the hat. That's what it's from. Of course, you knew it was Mass Effect, I'm sure. But it's Mass Effect 3 pre-order, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I just bought it, though. I don't remember exactly. I've had it for a long time, but so I decided to adopt it and wear it as the the official hat of the Chinwag podcast. If you are listening, you want to ask a question like that, comment on something, we'd love to address it on the podcast. Go ahead and use that email address. Leave a comment on the YouTube video, whatever you want to do. We'd love to hear from you. James, that takes us right into the Boo Bear question of the week. Go ahead and fire away.
So here's a very interesting question, and it might tie into what we talk about later on. But Boo Bear was wondering, can a lightsaber cut through Captain America's shield?
Captain America's shield is, of course, made from vibranium in the Marvel universe, which is one of the
strongest metals in the universe.
Yeah, it's like that and adamantium, I think, are kind of similar on that. But can a lightsaber cut through it?
But is it as strong since they are in the Disney landscape?
Yeah.
Is it as strong as Beskar?
Now that's an interesting question.
From the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
From the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because the lightsaber won't cut through that.
It's been established it can't cut through that,
Yeah, so there are some metals that it can't cut through.
So do you think vibranium is on the same level as that?
So what would be interesting if you could put up Captain America with his shield versus a Beskar spear and see who wins?
Here's another wrinkle into it. Vibranium, according to the Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki, is a nearly indestructible element that crash landed as a meteorite from outer space. Could they be the same metal?
It could be.
And we just called it vibranium.
I don't know.
Possible.
Are we that dumb?
So other things made of vibranium are Vision's body, Ultron's body, Black Panther's suit.
Stuff.
So if it can't cut through Captain America's shield, then it also wouldn't be able to cut through Ultron or the Vision.
Or Black Panther.
But
It would just be a useless flashlight, basically.
Basically a flashlight.
But it could cut through, Thanos' arm.
Capabilities. Let's see. In pure mass, vibranium forms a solid metal that is stronger than steel, but only a third of the weight, as well as being completely vibration absorbent. I think that's important. Makes the metal nearly indestructible, as any attempt to physically damage the material will be negated on a molecular level, as mechanical kinetic energy will be absorbed instead of breaking any bonds in its molecular matrix. But what about heat? Captain America's shield was able to deflect high caliber bullets and Iron Man's repulsor beams.
Wait, yeah.
So
can you look up what Beskar does?
Yeah, I can.
So we can try to equal out, other things that might have. So if a lightsaber came in contact with Beskar and Captain America came in contact with repulsor rays, are they similar or not similar at all?
There are like a whole race of people with Beskar steel suits. I mean, that stuff's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Vibranium could very well be just off of planet Earth.
It could be.
Well, I mean, it was from a meteor. You just said that, so
yeah.
It definitely came from space.
Maybe it's the same
was
thing.
One of the toughest and most legendary metals in the galaxy. The alloy could withstand direct blaster fire and was capable of repelling the strikes of a lightsaber. Direct blaster fire. That kind of sounds like Tony Stark's
repulsor beams,
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could only be damaged by weapons also made of Beskar. Because of this, making weapons out of Beskar was considered taboo by the Children of the Watch. The metal could also be reforged to any warrior's liking. In ingot form, whatever that means, Beskar was silver with wavy patterns, reminiscent of pattern welded Damascus steel.
Did you just ask what ingot means?
It's like a bar of metal.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like that's what a gold bar is.
I don't get to buy gold bars, Barry. I'm not the advantage.
I tell you what, Damascus is interesting to like watch people make Damascus steel.
Oh yeah.
It's intricate. There's thousands of different like patterns and stuff for it.
And you do something
And I,
wrong,
like-
it's not-
So I watch a show on the History Channel called Forged in Fire, and every now and then they do like a Wheel of Fate thing, and on there they have like jelly roll Damascus, and everybody's like, there's no way you can do a jelly roll Damascus in time frame. And they described it one time, but I can't remember how they described it. But it's apparently like you heat the metal up and then roll it up like a jelly roll with other metals, and yeah, I would like to see that attempted. I think it would be entertaining.
I don't know. If you mess up and it starts to delaminate, that's game over.
Oh, a lot of people mess up. Like they mess up all the time.
Yeah.
And I sit here and laugh at them when they mess up, but they're like thousands times like better skilled at doing that than I ever could be.
I have literally no idea what y'all are talking about right now.
For Damascus steel.
Well, Andrew, watch Forge and Fire off of Netflix and then
Pretty
come
cool
back to
looking
the
stuff.
conversation.
So I would say that a lightsaber, I would say initially no. I would say if the lightsaber's coming down and Captain America puts the shield up, it's going to bounce off the shield. But I would also say that because of the heat of a lightsaber and that this Beskar can be forged, right? We agree there. It can get hot enough to melt. I would say that if you hold a lightsaber to Captain America's shield long enough, it would melt. So
What's the melting point of vibranium?
let's take a look.
I think
What's the
stabbing
feat of a
motion,
lightsaber?
yeah,
So
like-
that's the reason why I asked what the melting point of vibranium was, because I looked up
heat of a
lightsaber
lightsaber.
temperatures, and they range between 8,000 to 25,000 degrees Celsius. For us Americans here, that is 14,432 Fahrenheit to 45,032
Sounds really hot.
Fahrenheit.
Wasn't that like
Okay.
Warm up the
Vibranium
room
has a
pretty good?
melting point of 5,475 degrees Fahrenheit, according to Comic
Yeah, it
Book
would melt.
Resources.
It would melt like butter.
So yeah, it would melt like butter.
It would melt, yeah.
So wait,
Easily.
then what's the melting point of Beskar?
All right.
Tell us, Google.
I'm just because God, like watching Boba Fett or the Mandalorian, and that woman just saying that crafting it like it's
The armor.
aluminum.
20,000 Celsius, 22,500 Celsius. Because it would have to be greater than this person says. This person's put a lot of thought into this. I'm just going to tell you that. If lightsabers, okay, so this says lightsabers are said to be between 8,000 Celsius and 25,000 Celsius, and blasters are also somewhere in between that at 20,000 Celsius. So Beskar would have to melt somewhere greater than 20, but less than 25. So maybe at around 22,500 as a safe middle.
Okay, I could buy that.
But
So
it
Captain
doesn't.
America's shield would instantly melt.
Yeah, would
Boom.
just
It's
be
been-
gone.
Like
been
toilet
But
decided.
paper.
Beskar wouldn't be.
He could
So-
slash through the vision. It could be the vision could be cut right in half.
Right in half. No
You
problem.
know,
Black
Ultron,
Panther.
dead.
So
Voltron.
vibranium absorbs kinetic energy, but not heat energy. In fact, in order to forge vibranium into the shape of Cap's shield, it has to be malleable at high heat. So yeah,
So what you saying?
lightsaber would totally demolish it.
So what we are saying, if Darth Vader walked into the world of Marvel and Black Panther, Vision, and Cap was like, we got him, we can take him out, we all be
they're all
screwed.
dead.
They're done.
They're done.
It's like that hallway scene in Rogue One when Darth Vader's at the end of the hallway and he just slaughters all the rebels that are there. It's like that. That's what it would be like. James, man, show us that T-shirt. Not to change subject, but it's one
Oh,
of my favorite T-shirts you have there.
it's a fantastic T-shirt. It's a great law firm up in New York, Nelson
Yeah.
and Murdoch.
Nice.
Hell's Kitchen. They do
Yeah.
good work.
You can pay them in
They
free.
do a lot of good work.
They do a lot of
They've
pro bono
defended,
stuff.
They've defended the Fantastic Four, so
multiple times.
multiple times.
Johnny Torch is a little bit of a sex fiend.
Yeah, you got to watch.
Now
the
you know.
footage. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Wow. So there you have it.
So
Yes, Boo
Captain
Bear.
America would get destroyed by a lightsaber.
Killed almost instantly, I
Yep.
would say.
But then it would be a hate crime because Darth Vader killed a 100-year-old man.
I'm not sure if that's a hate crime.
Yeah, that wouldn't fall in there.
Maybe if
Um,
he killed T'Challa, maybe if he killed Black Panther, that would be a hate crime.
Well, maybe Magneto just randomly walks in and he accidentally kills him too.
Wow. Okay. So before we continue down this dark path,
Oh, no, wait, hang on a
Uh,
minute. Wait just a minute. Magneto sees Darth Vader. Magneto pulls his robotic limbs off. He pulls his breathing apparatus out. I think Magneto could take Darth Vader.
I think that
Magneto
would be
just
fun.
destroyed Darth Vader.
That would be a fun little battle with Magneto and Darth Vader. The
That would be-
Force versus magnetism.
Well,
all your
it
limbs
depends.
gone.
It
Yeah.
all depends. Is all that stuff metal?
It sure looks
Is it
like metal.
magnetic?
It looks like
Yeah.
metal.
Is
but
it magnetic?
Yeah.
Well,
It could be
Is it
all
ferrous?
aluminum, for all we know.
it's all
Yeah.
aluminum. It's about to break at any moment with Darth Vader's weight.
It's the worst thing the Empire could have done.
Well, I mean,
Here you go,
if
buddy.
you,
This is
keeping up
the
with his
strap
implants.
if you look at like General Grievous, he is essentially robot with still some human aspects in there. He's still got human lungs and everything. That's the reason why he breathed the way he breathed and everything.
I'm not sure he was
Call-
ever human.
No, I don't know. He just had humanish lungs.
He's
Well,
he's
he
some
could
kind
be
a lot of-
alien.
A lot of people out there believe that Grievous was the first attempt at Vader, and they improved with technology to get to where Vader was.
That would make sense because
It's almost
Grievous
like
was
it's almost
in
like
bad shape.
Palpatine and Sidious had, already predetermined what was going to go on in the future.
Well, you also got that Grievous could be like the spices or whatever they are called in Boba Fett, where it's the guys who takes chores to get droid pots put in.
Oh yeah,
Oh, the
I hate
Mods
those guys.
and they're colored
They are
Vespa
real awful at
scooters.
fighting. Just
Boba
They-
Fett is. I think it's a great show, except for two things so far: the Vespers and the Vesper gang that is there, and then the old mechanic lady that was on the last episode was in The Mandalorian all the time.
Yeah,
I have reached my limit with her. I'm done with
You're
her.
over
I
her?
never
I
want to
don't
see
know.
her again.
I kind of
She-
like her.
she fixed up a Naboo starfighter or whatever.
Whoop
that
de
is.
doo.
She,
She's
I think
also
she's
bumping
funny.
Jawas in the back. So
Can we talk about that for a second? Like, is that an effective spacecraft for a bounty hunter to haul things around with
She
and to live in
just
space?
strapped the prey to the bottom.
he straps it to the hood of his Naboo starfighter.
Like, no, they hollowed out the droid port. I guess they can cram a bounty in there.
As long as
But
they're
what's
not
it gonna-
big or there's
what's
not
it gonna
three
do?
of them.
What's he gonna do for 3 weeks floating around in space sitting there? He's got to go to the bathroom or whatever.
Catheters.
Well, he just puts on his breathing thing and open the top up and just let go.
Boom, gone out the window.
So, okay, if you were to do that, if you were to have your breathing apparatus, but then whip it out in space, would that not kill you?
I think it would
instantly,
freeze
too?
it. I think it
Probably.
would freeze.
I think it
Freeze
would pull
everything.
everything out.
From the
Yeah.
depressurization.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Who knows? Write NASA and find out.
You and Casey are science experts.
I you know what? I
I'll
watched
write
a-
NASA and find out.
Okay, good. They'll
I'll get
answer
them on
your
the
letter.
phone.
Let me
They'll
just
say, this
tell
is
you-
James Clubb. We got to get back to him.
let me
I just think it was
tell
a
you.
terrible idea of him to agree to use that for his bounty hunter ship.
I know because it goes fast.
I
Yeah. Good
I watched
good for
a
him, I guess.
Yeah.
I watched a TikTok of NASA astronauts in space at the space station, where one guy secretly carried on a gorilla suit
I saw that. That was awesome.
and puts it on and freaks out all the other people like, holy crap, there's a gorilla on board. Really, let's be honest. How in the heck did a gorilla get up there? Oh, that's just Mark again.
It climbed up on the space ladder.
That's the old Mark again, being a comedy joker with his gorilla suit.
He snuck it on here. We never thought to search him to see if he snuck the gorilla suit on.
We never thought to search. That's kind of dangerous. People can take all kinds of stuff into space.
It's true.
I mean, Homer one time took a bag of chips.
I got
Roger
everywhere.
took scorpions.
Like, didn't one of the Neil Armstrong or somebody sneak like a ham sandwich on board or something?
It was a like corned beef, I think.
Yeah.
Back then, they could smoke while they flew up in space, Casey. It doesn't matter.
Smoke.
I mean, it really doesn't matter when, Stanley Kubrick filmed it all on a back lot in California. Faked it all.
Yeah. Apparently.
Okay. What happens if I expose my bare hand? We're going to use that as a fill-in for, when you got to pee outside of the spacesuit and into the vacuum of space for a very short duration. What kind of injuries will I get? This person, who's been a physics teacher since 1990, says cold is overrated. There is no conduction or convection, only radiation. On Earth, the sun hits us with 1400 W over M2. What does that mean, science guys?
Watts per square meter or something?
Yeah.
Nice. You radiate back at best 150 watts. It will take hours for your hand to freeze. However, let's say you were on the shadow side of a ship that was in space with you and you touch the bare metal, then you get a surprise. Cranium to a soft vacuum in class to the kids' delight. I can usually suck about 3 centimeters of skin from my arm into a test tube. On my head, hence my moniker, Mr. Test Tube Head? Yikes. It's a pretty good ice cream headache, and in about 15 seconds, I get a head hickey for a week. This is a baby vacuum kiss, hardly felt it. One time it actually pulled a few droplets of blood through the skin. Been doing this for 30 years. So it would pull blood out of your skin.
Huh.
Not if he's facing the sun, though.
What?
That's if he's on the other side of the ship.
No, he was talking about a vacuum. The vacuum of space.
Sucking blood out of through your skin.
Andrew, don't say mean stuff about that teacher.
I wasn't going to say anything mean about him. I love that guy. I just didn't want to use his name on the podcast.
He just had surgery.
Yeah, I know he's not doing well.
Yeah, he had surgery a couple of months ago.
Well, okay, hang on. Your hand will freeze, and this is from Skip Morrow. 40 years of space enthusiasm is old Skip's qualifications. Your hand will freeze, and the rest of the body in your suit should be fine. You will have frostbite within seconds, and it will be extremely painful. Eventually, your hand will be frozen completely, but that could take anywhere from several minutes, 15 to 20, to maybe even much longer.
So one person's like, don't worry about it. You're not going to freeze to death.
Just don't
going to
touch
suck blood out of your skin. The other guy's like, oh, it's going to freeze instantly.
Yeah.
Well, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. And one of them's a
So if
physics
it's real
teacher, and the
fast,
other
you
is a
just might
science
lose a little bit of
enthusiast.
blood.
So basically,
know
it's
who
like
I'm
the same
trusting.
as going into a walk-in freezer and closing the door. About 15, 20 minutes.
Have you done
You're
that
gonna be cold.
before?
What, been locked in a freezer?
Yeah.
Just
I've
one.
been in a freezer.
You ain't been in a freezer? Have you
You ain't
even
been in a
lived
freezer?
if you've not been in a freezer? Okay, here's someone.
Most of them have a
Well, I
Way
used
to
to
get
work
out.
at the cafeteria. I was in the freezer a bunch.
This person's
smoking.
name is Siddharth. This is literally what their qualification is. I want to be a bird, but nobody lets me.
Yeah, okay, we're done with that one.
No, let's move on.
Moving on in
move
life.
down.
Great news, big news. Andrew sent this out in the group text. the NWA is returning with the Crockett Cup.
Yes. Redemption.
We're stoked about that because Andrew missed out on the last time we went to the Crockett Cup. Me and Avery had a blast. We've already
One of-
discussed that on here.
One of
Um,
Andrew's few regrets in life is not
It
going
is
to
one of
the.
my few regrets in life.
So Andrew is trying to do his arc of redemption here and complete his quest to go to the Crockett Cup this year. It's a 2-night event, which will be pretty awesome. I have a feeling the tournament will take place on night 1, and then on night 2 they'll have like a standard pay-per-view with probably the national title on the line, the winners of the Crockett Cup taking on the tag team titles, or the tag team champions, and then we'll hopefully get a 10-pound of gold NWA championship match.
And you know what? 2 people in this podcast has already seen most of that. Raise your hand if you've seen it.
I
For
tend
those
to think,
for those not watching, me and Avery raised hands.
let the record show. I tend to think that because it's a 16-team tournament. I think last time they did it, it wasn't quite 16.
It was 8.
Yeah, so they might do 2 nights worth of matches. They might do tournament matches on night 1 with a few singles matches, and then on night 2 finish the tournament out. Casey, dude, we're recording this thing and there's video. People are going to see you
What?
Casey's
falling
falling
asleep at
asleep.
9:30
You
at
guys-
night, dude.
Are you guys here? You guys still
No,
talking
no,
about wrestling?
let's be honest. Casey hasn't been feeling well.
That's true. Casey has not been feeling well.
Probably too much espressos.
We
Probably.
So if he does fall asleep, just scream at your computer and wake him back up.
If
we wish.
we go, when we go to this Crockett Cup,
we going, boy.
can we enter Aberry in as a participant?
We've already
Well,
done that.
apparently, I
Yes,
saw
good job.
I saw an ad where they
Who's gonna be his partner?
were advertising for tag teams. You could submit an application to be a tag team for the Crockett Cup.
Oh,
How
It's
did anybody die? Oh, he had a heart attack while trying to wrestle.
Ricky Morton
Avery-
drop kicked him.
Everybody, all you got to do is get me the hot tag when it's there, and I will handle the rest.
That's so backwards though, because Avery's the big dude. You're the little guy. You're supposed to get your butt stomped and get Avery the monster the hot tag.
It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out on the day. Don't worry about it. Casey's going to throw dust into the other wrestlers' eyes anyway every time. So
I'm just hoping the people
But
at the
he has
to
NWA
be
don't know how to
judged
use
by
Google
this
because they can't find me and Avery.
what are the chances do we think that FTR show up?
That's pretty good. I was thinking about that because the Briscoes are in the tournament,
That's right.
and FTR just faced the Rock and Roll Express like a week or 2 ago. So there's a possibility they could show up.
Yeah, I think so. I think they might be announced over the next little bit as maybe a surprise entrant.
Maybe.
I'm just gonna say this, and it might be offending Andrew, but if the Briscoes would not show up, I would be all right with.
Avery did not like the Briscoes at the last Crockett Cup.
I mean,
No,
I like the Briscoes in, I like them and I don't like them. When I watch wrestling, I want to watch wrestling. I don't want to watch fighting. If I want to watch fighting, I'll watch boxing. You know what I mean? So
if I want to
wish-
watch fighting, I just go to the bar and watch it there.
What bar? Where are you going? What
He's
bar
going-
is it?
he's going and picking fights with people.
He's going and just beating people up is what he's doing.
That he's just walking down the street. Pointing at
Playing
grandmas
Open
and-
challenge, whoever's ready.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we should go to this. And Casey, I'm asking you right now. This is for a firm commitment. Crockett Cup tournament into
I'm
March,
going.
Nashville,
Going.
Tennessee.
He said he's going.
Which now I think I already looked. I think I'm off that day. So
You better put in your time off.
it's a
that
weekend,
list.
right?
19th and the 20th.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday.
and we'll come back that Monday because it'll be too far to drive Sunday night, surely.
Yeah.
Because the wrestling won't end until 10 or 11. My gosh, and it's 4 hours from home. So
Yep.
Maybe for you losers.
Yeah.
I guess we could drive to your house and just sleep on your yard or something.
You could.
But
I will
will
sleep
we?
in my room. Wait,
Yeah,
do I
Avery
still
has
have
a room.
now?
Everybody's got a room. Yeah.
Avery can stay in his room. You guys can stay in the yard.
Well, since you
I
have two
will.
kids,
I
I don't
will.
know. Did you
I will
cannibalize
make
my
that
room?
yard look like a hobo camp in 30 seconds.
For
You'll-
the
you'll be-
listeners and viewers, each of us have a room in our house that's Avery's bedroom. That's just how it is. We have to have a
I
Yeah.
room.
have
And,
no idea why, but
One time we went camping and we're there for like 2 days, and it looked like we'd been there for probably 6
Months.
months.
Everybody that drove by, everybody was like 4 weeks.
It
So then they
changed every
drive
time,
back
though.
by and he'd be like 7 months. And
5 years.
Oh man, have we
I don't
told
want my
that yet?
back
Have we
screen
told about
goes-
Wilmington?
yes, with the totally legit zoo.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was like the first episode.
Yeah.
we can always retell stories. That's what we do in
Always.
our
In
normal
real life,
conversations.
our wives love it.
Have you ever heard of that
My
story?
hand blends in with my background, guys. It's
Good for
kind
you.
of wild.
You know, I never get tired of hearing and telling these stories though, ever. So
I don't either.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
Now we
yeah,
have
the
the internet
Crockett
to tell.
Cup, Crockett Cup's coming back the end of March. Very excited.
I
Can't
just
wait.
hope we don't. If we do end up going,
We're going.
We're going.
I just hope we don't get set next to that, like that couple that we got set next to at the other one, and that woman really, really loved the Briscoes.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
sit
Did
between
you almost
these
fight
people,
this
Avery?
woman?
No, she like pretty much it was like the old school, like Elvis is on stage. I'm gonna throw every article of clothing I have towards them. It was disturbing.
For Mark and Jay Briscoe.
Yes.
Well, I felt bad for.
I'm fairly
Goldman.
certain she had several espressos, and I don't think they even sold that at
She found
at the
them.
venue we were there. I think
Like,
she was
I
pre-gaming
felt worse
hard.
for a boyfriend because if one of them came down and said, "You in the back," she would say, "Sorry, honey, I gotta go."
Yeah.
Wow. Casey, here are the Briscoe brothers. And I know this is going to mess up the video, but
Is that
just
legit them?
Yeah, these are the Briscoes.
Yeah.
That's the Briscoes.
Nice.
Jay and Mark
They are-
Briscoe.
They are crazy, and they probably smell like they look.
They do look probably homeless.
I doubt they're homeless. I think they have a pretty big farms because they've wrestled. They've always wrestled indie. They've never wrestled. I mean,
Yeah.
Ring of Honor and stuff, but never WWE.
Never anything really huge, but yeah, they've got apparently a big compound. It's like the Hardy Boys.
I
minus
think
the
they've
makeup.
done pretty well on the indies. They've been a Ring of Honor forever.
Yeah,
Doing
they're
pretty well for themselves.
11-time, 12-time Ring of Honor
Something like that. I mean, it's
tag
a lot.
champs.
It's a lot. So announced for the Crockett Cup so far are these guys, the Briscoes, La Rebellion, the World Tag Team Champions, British Invasion.
I
And
like
that's
that
it,
they're
right?
back.
I love it. I love it. Casey, you'd love Doug Williams. You need to be watching some Doug Williams matches to prepare for the Crockett
ready.
Cup. You'd like Doug Williams. He's your kind of wrestling. Casey likes
Nice.
very technical pro wrestling. Casey's got a very refined palate for his profession.
Very.
What's his tag team partner?
Nick Aldis.
Former
Really?
two-time world's heavyweight champion. He's known
Who is all what's his name?
Is he
Nick
the
Aldis.
English? Is he the English guy?
Yeah, but Trevor Murdoch's the champion now.
Trevor Murdoch's the current champion. Yeah,
I keep forgetting that.
I assume he'll defend against maybe Zack Ryder, but what his real name is, whatever his name, Matt Cardona.
Matt,
Cardona.
yeah.
Yeah, I assume that's what they're building to, but I didn't watch tonight yet, so who knows?
That would be pretty good. I'd be fine with that.
I don't know. I'm worried that they'll put the belt on Cardona. I'm not a Cardona. fan.
I don't think they'll do that. I
I
don't.
love Murdoch as the world champion. I was so excited to watch him win that. And Ric Flair was there. It was great. Speaking of Ric Flair getting divorced
I saw that.
Again,
for what, the
18th million times.
6th or 7th time.
as many times as he has world championships.
Has he been married to this woman for a while though?
Like 4 years.
A few years,
Oh.
yeah, not long.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
let's see,
he
1,
doubled his
2.
last 4 marriages with this one.
This will be his 5th divorce. They were married in 2018 and separated in 2022. So that's what? 4
That's
years.
4 years.
4 years.
His
If
previous
they
wife,
separate after the day of marriage.
Okay, let's get all technical.
I'm just saying, make it right.
his previous wife, they were married in 2009, divorced in 2014. So that's 5 years.
Yeah.
Before that, 2006 to 2009, 3 years. And then before that, 83 to 2006.
Dang.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 70, the first wife was 71 to 83. His first wife appeared in Starrcade 83 she rushed the ring after he won the belt and congratulated him. But anyway,
And served him with divorce papers.
then immediately divorced.
Then it's like, hey, we're getting divorced now.
So ladies,
been
Ric
served.
Flair back on the market. The Nature Boy is available again. Congratulations.
77
also
years young.
83.
83 years old.
Oh.
The 16-time heavyweight champion of the world back on the market. So
I don't
21
think
if you count his actual titles.
Space
Yeah.
Mountain.
well, it's only if
Might
you
have
count the
some round
NWA
dice,
only, it's
but-
10,
Yeah.
which is what I count because that's the only one that matters.
Only
Guys,
NWA
guys,
titles.
the marketing items is Space Mountain, a little bit rusty, but still a good ride.
He used to
Wow.
say Space Mountain might be the oldest ride, but it still has the longest line.
Oh, and you can't. What is it? You can't be first, but you can be next.
That's right. Oh man. Next up, the backlog. Casey, I
Flair
believe
idiot.
you bought a game.
I did. I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 finally. Like 4 years after it came out or whatever.
Tell us about it.
It's great. It's a cowboy game. It's
Have
it's
you
awesome.
played it yet,
Wow.
Casey?
I have for a few hours. I'm still in the first part of the game right now, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I've got to rob like one train so far, so that's
The
fun.
storyline train.
Yeah, just the storyline one. I don't know if you can. I wonder, can you really rob trains? I don't know. I've not looked it up yet, but
I think you can.
You can rob everything, Casey.
That
I was.
review, that review was really deep. It's great.
It's
It's
like-
a cowboy game.
It's
It's
a
like
great
Grand
game.
Theft-
Cowboys, boom.
Guys, it's like
good.
Grand
It's-
Theft Auto, but in the West, the Wild Wild West.
Do you
It
want
is.
to
It's
live your
literally
Yellowstone
made by Rockstar.
fantasy? Red Dead
Or if you
Redemption.
want to be in the Wild Wild West and try to take down the spider, you gotta have Will Smith with you.
That was a really underrated movie.
Yes, it was.
So Casey, one thing I think you should do:
Yes.
get to your horse,
Okay.
go around behind the horse,
Okay.
check it out.
Hey, look at that.
It is anatomically correct.
How do you know? Have you played this?
No, I've never played this game. I saw it on a YouTube thing. I
Oh.
don't know if it was outside Xbox or one of them were reviewing it and they were like, look, it's even got, they were very proud of their horse. And they
Don't
went,
have
do that.
already,
The
yeah.
horse will kick you.
Here's
I've
my
already gotta be
Red Dead
careful of it.
Redemption story and playthrough. So I play the opening missions, do the opening train robbery, and then they're like, hey, go to the first like town where you set up your camp and you're like closest to. So like it's still storyline driven. Like you are taking a cart full of people to town to set up their little like gang rackets that they run. And like on the path, you're going under a bridge and they like play some weird like music, but it's a side quest that's there for you to find like a serial killer in the side quest because they're like it's a mutilated body and there's some other stuff like strewn throughout the whole like region of the game. I found that and was like, oh, forget this, I'm doing this, and ran off to go do like the serial killer like mission. I'm fairly certain those people are still sitting in a cart just chilling, hanging out, like
Well,
waiting
yeah,
for me to
He's
come
coming
back.
back.
Maybe he'll come back and
Waiting
finish
for me
taking
to
us
come back and
town.
take him to town, but
To Jack
Spider-Man came out
Gulch
like
or
a
something.
week later, so yeah.
James was like, I'm gonna go play Spider-Man.
It is a really good game though. I recommend it, for people who like playing games that have been out for several years now. Andrew, you should play it. It's great.
I thought about it. I really enjoyed Red Dead 2.
Or
You mean one?
No, I mean Red Dead. Well, there was Red Dead Revolver and then Red Dead Redemption,
Yeah.
and this is Red Dead Redemption 2, right? So Red
That's
Dead
right.
Redemption
Yeah.
is the one I played, and I played Revolver.
And this
But that
one
was-
is the
Revolver
this
was
one is
awesome.
this one's a
Prequel.
prequel to the
Red
first
Dead.
Red Dead Redemption. So,
Wait a minute. So you got Red Dead Revolver.
boom.
The,
Yep.
the sequel is
So
Red
wait,
Dead
wait.
Redemption.
Is this
Which they're not really related. Red Dead Revolver and Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption. There's not a lot of I don't know if there's I don't know honestly if they're related at all.
The only thing that they share is the Red Dead.
Yeah, like none of the same
it.
characters.
None of the same characters
in the cowboy?
repeat or anything.
But Red Dead Redemption 2, which you would think would be a sequel based on the numbering,
Yeah.
Is a
Is a-
prequel.
is a prequel.
Prequel.
Okay.
To Red Dead. It's got the protagonist from Red Dead Redemption is in your gang in this one.
Yeah. You have to save him. They make him out to be such a like.
He's like a loser.
Yeah,
You like go
he's
he's
terrible.
He gets mauled by wolves and you go and save him.
Yeah.
At least
His
so
wife
far.
is like, "Oh, you should be my son's dad, not him."
Not him, he's a loser.
Yeah,
The guy you play in this game though, he's kind of a butthead, you know. He's not a good guy.
Well, he was the bad guy in the last one, right?
no,
I think
this
he
is
must be
a
dead.
completely different guy. He doesn't even make an appearance in.
The gang
first Red
leader
Dead.
is the bad guy in Red Dead Redemption. Like
we
Dutch
shoot
or whatever
him
his
in
name
the
is.
face?
Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch. He's your gang leader and everyone's fearless leader. And he's the bad guy in the, Red Dead Redemption.
Whenever you talk about shooting somebody in the face, one of my favorite boss battles of all time was one of the Fable games. I think it was the second one, but I forget exactly. But
Oh, the one where Casey sniped him.
yeah, at the very end, the guy's like giving his evil speech, and we're like, Casey, man, see if you can just shoot him. Casey shot him in the head instantly,
Head rolls off.
killed him immediately. No battle, no boss battle at all. Just
Done.
Casey, see if you can shoot him.
Those
Of
games
course,
were pretty good.
Casey's video game wife had cheated on him
Yeah.
Getting an STD.
and contracted syphilis or something. So Casey shot her in the head also.
Yep. It's when we learned everybody
just gotta
kept his wedding rings in his fanny
Fanny
pack.
pack.
How do we even tell that story? That's one that doesn't even, I don't even know where to start with that one.
Let's don't ever tell that story. But see, bringing back up ending fights faster. That's like Pyro in the old X-Men game. It's like,
We beat
I'm
the
gonna beat you
snot out of
guys.
that
And he's
guy.
like, oh man, sit down.
We beat the snot out of him. That was hilarious.
That was another one where they're like monologuing, and we were like, I wonder if we can attack. And yeah, you can just totally beat the crap out
Yeah,
of him.
we jumped him
You
like
can
a
pile up on
gang.
him.
Like if
Yeah.
you, everybody's like kicking and punching him. He's just laying on the
Everybody's
ground.
using
covered
their
up,
special
probably.
moves.
Pyro, you suck.
We
Yeah,
did that to every other boss we came across in that game. We beat it probably in a record time.
I don't think
Yeah.
we were ever quite as successful though as Pyro.
Beating Pyro up.
I mean, it worked, but I don't think Blob like laid on the ground and cried or whatever. But
No, Pyro, like as soon as we knocked him down, he was like, I'm done. And we
Yeah, he
just
was done.
continued to curb stomp him.
Please stop.
We
I
kept
give
yelling
up.
out, who has the special move? Hit with it. Make
Hit
him
him with your
cry
optic
more.
blast or something. So Casey,
Cyclops, you
you
explode
also
like you do.
you also have a fancy new
Or Colossus.
video game thing.
You know what? I was just looking for that thing. I don't know where it's
You had it like yesterday,
I did.
Sunday. Sunday.
Sunday.
I've got children and now it's gone. I don't know where it's at.
At least
I
you
can
had
go-
it for
I
a
got-
That's
minute.
why I question if I still have a room at Casey's house.
I can
Yes,
go.
he
I
has
can go
small
look for
children.
it if you guys give me a second.
No, that's all right. We'll
That's
get to
fine.
that at a later episode. Tune in
Okay.
next time for
Next
Casey's
time.
fancy new video game
Fancy.
thing.
Fancy new thing.
So we'll go back into wrestling and some sports news and stuff. We wanted to talk about WWE changing wrestlers' names to Nazi U-boat commanders because this company is so stupid. So there's this German wrestler named Walter. He's been Walter forever since he wrestled.
Australian, not German.
No, it's Austrian.
Austria,
Oh,
Austrian.
Austrian. My bad.
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
right next to Germany, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
right next
also-
to it. That's where Schwarzenegger's from.
It was a part of Germany too. So,
Yeah.
you know,
and it's where
Let's just call
Hitler
it by what it is now,
was
Andrew.
born or something, right?
huh?
That wasn't Hitler like from there or
He
something.
was, but it was part of the the German Confederation in the 1800s. and
Mhm.
part of the
He
Holy
could just
Roman
change
Empire
it,
before
yeah.
that, which is the first
Huh?
Reich, and then the second
I know
Reich.
so much about history.
I'm not a history teacher.
There's so few things that I know a lot about, so I have to. I
You got to point all that stuff out. But
Gotta be the
continue.
Cool. It is.
history
It is
Anyway.
interesting. I just like to give you crap for that.
No, it's fine.
Guys,
but
if you
whatever.
could-
We'll just go on. We'll just.
Anywho.
Hold
We'll
on
just
one
not
second.
learn.
Hold on 1 second. Guys, if you meet us out in public, Andrew's the history nerd of the
Sure.
group. So if you have any history questions, ask him.
You will get a very skewed version of it, though, and I don't care. You'll get the version I'm going to tell you. If you don't like it, find somebody else to ask. But anyway, Walter has been Walter forever. WWE brought him in. They kept his name as Walter. He's been Walter on WWE television for
For
a
at
few
least
years.
the last like 3 or 4 years.
right in their UK
Since
division.
they brought him in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was in their UK division, but he'd been on regular NXT television a time or two. So they were bringing him full time to regular NXT in Florida. And he won his match. Who did he wrestle? Roderick Strong, maybe?
Yeah.
He won his match, and he said, the winner of this match is Gunther. And so everyone's like, not as good, right? It's not as good. But the kicker was WWE copyrighted the name Gunther Stark, which somebody Googled, not in WWE, obviously, but as it turns out, is in fact the name of a Nazi U-boat commander during the Second World War. So,
I mean, if you go out of your way to copyright something, you think you would like Google it or
he was killed in the English Channel at 27. It says he was one of the Kriegsmarines' famous Olympia crew. This crew chose the Olympic rings as their symbol. Oh my gosh. It was the largest crew and produced more U-boat commanders than any other. Of the 164 he graduated, 140 took command. It does not say anything about his position, his larger position in the Third Reich. But I feel weird Googling that.
I'm
very
just gonna
weird.
say, I'm gonna say,
Just be glad you're on a list now.
Yeah.
So wait, so to recap, his name was something else. What was it? Walter or
Walter.
something? Walter. And they just decided to now he's Gunther or whatever.
He
And then
he
they gave
wrestles,
him a last
He
name.
wrestles like
That's
a
the same as a
7.
Nazi.
He wrestles like a 7-8 minute match. The commentators or the commentary, the whole match is like Walter's offense, Walter this, Walter that, da 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 da. And then at the end of the match, he's like, "Call me Gunther." And
It's
then,
unfortunate too, because he's a really good wrestler, like really good. And this is going to besmirch him forever. But it's not like this is even the first time this kind of thing has happened to them. They had a problem with, they named, who was it? They named Paige, Charlotte, and
Charlotte and Becky.
the
Lynn.
submission sorority or something like that. And if they had Googled that, they probably would have learned we don't need to use that either, because people began Googling it, and
Led to a very adult site.
yeah, let's just say they changed the name real quick.
So basically, they need to pay somebody to Google all of Vince's ideas before they
Yeah.
Yeah.
they throw them out there for the world.
like,
Probably.
I get, trademarking names so they can't be used, but I feel like lawyers should be like, dude, guys, don't trademark this one. It means this. Like,
did
I
a
just
Google fast.
Googled it. I
did
did
a
it real
30-second
fast. I just
Google
typed
search.
it in. It took me to a adult site. Let's don't do that one. I also Googled this one, and he was a Nazi.
So let's not do that one.
Don't do that one. You can still trademark it, but don't use it. Put that in the non-used pile.
Don't even trademark it though. Just let that one go.
Let it go, or crazy idea. Use another, use a different name.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. You know what Vince needs to do?
Retire.
He needs to watch Frozen and really take to heart the song "Let It Go."
Yes, he does.
Just use that for his life motto.
He sure does, because man,
Just let it go.
it was bad. It was so bad. So we are, believe it or not, running somewhat short of time. I have us at just under 50 minutes right now. So
Well, did you start when we actually started the thing, or when you hit record?
a few minutes. No, not when we hit record. No, of just maybe a minute or two into us actually doing the podcast, I started timing. So, we'll gloss over the Royal Rumble, other than to say what a terrible show that was.
I was about to say, if we're going to continue to bash WWE with terrible stuff, the Royal Rumble.
Oh, it was awful.
Can we kind of put the wrestling on hold and talk about another big sports thing?
Is there another big sports thing coming up?
Well, no. But
what?
football has been changed forever by Tom Brady retiring.
Did he change his name to Gunther Stark?
No, he just retired.
He probably will and can make a comeback.
He might do it.
But talking about big football news, like big sporting news, just having that now a bunch of people are saying, can the NFL survive without Tom Brady? It's almost like the same thing of, could WWE survive without Vince McMahon?
Yes. Both would probably thrive.
But be better, actually.
It would improve things.
I just wanted to put that out there that we are all for Tom Brady retiring.
Well, we wish him all the best in his future endeavors when he returns as Mr. America. To win another Super Bowl. But
but we won't know it because will be under a mask.
That's right. It'll be under the hood. We won't have any idea. But yeah, Royal Rumble sucked. It was bad. And that's all I'm going to say. It was just bad. It was a bad show. This is my first WWE show that I've watched in a long time, and it was awful. How many text messages so me and James were texting the whole time. How many text messages did you guys end up with after the Royal Rumble?
I got a new record.
What was it?
Almost 400, 398.
We were 2 away.
2 away.
I was kind of waiting. I was like, oh, if I wait a little bit longer.
So if you added up all of mine, I was at 475?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Wow.
I went to
and
bed.
I didn't even watch the Royal Rumble. Andrew was just texting, and I was commenting on the text.
You felt like you were there, though, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it was front row center.
I was given as up to the minute updates as I could, man.
Your commentary was better than the official commentary.
It was more honest than the official commentary. I'll tell you that. That was a bunch of trash.
I'm just gonna throw this out there, guys. I went to bed and I had 180. I got up at 10:30. I was at 270. I woke up on Sunday morning to a big whopping 380 text messages.
When did you go to bed?
8 o'clock.
If you went to bed, woke up at 10:30, and then went back to bed.
No,
you go to sleep at like 4?
No. See, I went to bed at 9. My dog made a loud noise, so I had to go check on him at 10. I wasn't asleep. I was trying to enjoy watching Nobody, the movie Nobody. And then I saw a text message.
I was watching None of Your Business, and
no, I was watching the movie.
Don't
Nobody.
worry about it. And
I didn't care about the WWE at that point. I was watching a decent movie. I wouldn't say good. It was a decent movie.
I wanted to watch WWE because they'd fired everybody, and I was really curious as to what they would do. And it was
like, who's left?
Not many.
Shane McMahon.
Not many.
That was who.
Enough people
Shane
left
McMahon was left, and Bad
Rumble.
Bunny. But the other thing we've got a Heart Kid versus, and I think we've got a good one here this week. This is going to be great. So the Heart Kid versus, if you're not familiar with this it's a pretty new segment, but
it's a whole new segment. Apparently, we talk about the Heart Kids so much now lately.
Dream matchups between the Heart Kid and somebody.
It's always going to be the Heart Kid, I hope. But we've got the Heart Kid from Captain Planet, just as he is in Captain Planet, and he appears in this like stadium, like a UFC fight, and there's a. Do we want a ring? Like, we need to come up with the rules on this. Do we
Like a cage?
Let's
cage?
do a
It's just a
cell.
cage fight.
cage
Let's
fight?
just
All
do
right.
a cell.
A cage
Roof,
fight.
roof,
They
no
have
way
their
out.
typical gear. Is that fair? Like he
Yeah.
has the heart ring.
Does that mean
That's it.
Does
No,
that mean-
no monkey.
Wait,
'Cause the
wait,
monkey
wait.
is a valid fighter.
Yeah.
All right. So his opponent this week is a pre-super soldier serum, Steve Rogers. So that is Captain America before he's Captain America. And we looked up some of his stats here. I'm going to go over them.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is this wig trash can lid?
No,
No.
because he only
Wait,
had
No trash
that.
can.
He only had that for a few seconds. That's not his typical gear.
But come on. If
His
he gets a
typical
ring-
gear is his asthmatic, poorly eyed self.
Okay. So this is
Nobby
I don't know what
Knee,
this is
everything.
from. It's on Pinterest, but I don't know what it's from exactly. Says pre-serum, weight 95 pounds,
Nice.
height 5'4".
And we looked up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to-
That's okay. His eyes are both astigmatic, so he can't see nothing. This is a list of his ailments: asthma, scoliosis, fallen arches, heart arrhythmia, partial deafness, stomach ulcers, and pernicious anemia. And I don't know what pernicious anemia is. Casey, go ahead with an explanation. Bones.
It's like it's like a type of anemia, like vitamin B
No shit.
deficiency. It's like a vitamin deficiency.
Wait.
It's like B12 deficiency. Or something.
Okay, so he's just generally weak.
Oh, so
He-
I have that.
He's
B12
anemic,
deficiency.
basically. You're basically perniciously anemic. Are you anemic? Is
No.
your hemoglobin low?
No,
You don't have.
He
No.
just has a B12 deficiency.
I just have a B12 deficiency where when I got it tested, the doctor was like, "Have you ever been exposed to nerve gas?" And I was like, "No." And they're like,
Not that I
Okay.
know of.
"Well,
Not
you've
that I
got those
remember.
levels."
So we also have some athletic stats here.
No, wait. Do we have his wingspan?
No, we
No.
don't have his wings.
Because I'm just thinking about this as in the old school boxing method.
You're
if
looking
he's-
at the reach.
If
Yeah,
he's
the
5'4", his wingspan should be. Hold on, I got to do some math.
Well, while you're doing that, he can bench press 30 pounds.
Which is less than the bar we determined
It's
the other
less
day.
than the bar.
So he basically
Like,
can't even do a push up
It's
because
just a little over half the bar, and or a little under half the bar, and he can run 100-yard dash in 21.48 seconds.
the bar is 45 pounds. It's
So
Oh,
it's 15 less.
my bad.
So-
I could bench press more than pre-serum Steve Rogers, but I don't do it often. I don't like to show off.
you could whoop pre-serum
I-
Steve Rogers. I feel
I'm
like.
sure I could.
Guys, I could bench press more than him, but I think out of all of us, you guys could probably bench press more than me. I am what they call country strong.
That means you whoop somebody's ass, but you can't do it in the gym.
No.
James, you got that wingspan?
Have,
Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
Is this like Steve Rogers pre-serum or just your normal 5'4" or whatever,
Well, I'd
two,
say
whatever?
I'd say you can probably.
So
just
what,
a
Casey? You
normal-
want us to decrease it by like 5 inches?
We looked up Monty his age. The Hart kid. His name is actually Monty, and he's
And
12
he's
years
from
old.
Brazil, not
And
India.
he's from Brazil.
He's from Brazil.
He's from Brazil. And your average 12-year-old is, maybe a little bit smaller than pre-serum Steve Rogers, like 5 feet tall and around 100 pounds.
So this says that the average human, if you put your arms out like horizontally, fingertip to fingertip is the same as your height.
So you tell me if I do it, I'd be 6'5" from fingertip to fingertip.
Yes,
Probably.
that's what this is saying. I'm not saying you would. I'm saying that's the average.
But
So if we want to assume that, then I don't know how you calculate reach off a wingspan.
So it's safe to say Steve's probably got a reach advantage over Hart Kid. Probably.
You would think that. But you know, I bet that kid's in some old jiu-jitsu down there in Brazil.
You know, we were talking about that. Now, Mate, he grew up in Brazil. Does he have any Brazilian jiu-jitsu experience? Or
They like teach that in
know.
school now down there.
I mean, those kids just know that. He grew up in the 90s in Brazil. He probably went to, the Gracie Fighting Academy or whatever. And
So if Steve
knows how
Rogers
to-
is 5'4", his wingspan should be about 5'5",
Okay.
5'6".
What does that make his reach?
So like 48 inches for reach.
half that minus 8 inches or so. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, some of the what's Tyson's Fury reach? His is like 60, ain't it?
Probably. I don't know.
For a second now, I thought you all was frozen out in the case.
It'd be 33 inches. Is his
33 inch reach. Okay, there we go. 33 inch reach.
Give me a second.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
wasn't
do some
far
math.
off. I wasn't far off. I said 40.
Can you pull up some pictures for some visuals for it, like what pre-serum Steve looks like? What
Sure.
can you pull up Mate, but also the cool Mate that you pulled up the other day?
The one that looks like maybe he could beat him.
It's
Yeah, the
not
one
the
that-
cool Mate.
The
It is
one that
not.
definitely knows Brazilian jiu-jitsu and is 12 years old and has tattoos.
And probably is on the Brazilian soccer team because he's awesome at it.
Oh, speaking of random stuff that they just teach, apparently, according to Avery in elementary school, apparently in Alaska, they teach kids basic moose butchery.
That's awesome.
That's a good skill to know.
It is a very good
But
skill.
But
Good
yeah,
one
if I'm
too,
out in the
like,
wild
maybe-
and I see a dead moose, I won't butcher it so I can eat it.
By the time you
Okay.
get to high school, you're at advanced moose butchering. So,
Here is the photograph of pre-serum Steve Rogers.
he's scrawny.
Scrawny. Kind of see his collarbones coming up out of the shirt there. And then this is Mate. Looking a little confused.
A little confused,
Well, he's trying
Uh,
to figure out what the ring's doing.
Have you
He
got the
didn't
cool
command it.
Mate for our viewers?
The cool one. Maybe. Let's see.
That was crazy. I don't know. I don't even know what that's from, but
I don't
that's-
either. and I don't know if I can find it quickly. It was, I guess it was like a modernized version of,
You can bring back the Captain Planet.
there it is.
It's
Nice.
totally not showing up on here.
That's okay because I paused screen share so that I
Oh,
can.
dang. I didn't know that was. Look at him.
No,
He
no.
definitely
His
knows.
ring is
Brazilian
growing
jiu-jitsu.
purple. He does not have the same heart ring. Same.
Well, what,
Okay.
so, all right. So if we want to be generous, this kid versus,
This kid.
This kid, he's gonna win.
why is he going to win?
He has a tattoo.
He's got a tattoo. He's
Oh,
like
yeah, just
20.
because he's got tattoos, that automatically ups
No,
his coolness
no,
factor.
that means that he actually has meat on his body.
To tattoo.
Well,
Tattoo it.
it means he's got a pain resistance, right?
Yeah.
And that means that he has muscles. Like he has something, so the tattoo does not just like
I think you just have to have skin to be tattooed.
Yeah, you just
No.
have to have skin.
that's true. But if you are pre-seeing Steve Rogers and gets a tattoo, that thing's going through your arm.
he can,
No,
he
it
can
ain't.
get a tattoo.
He could get a tattoo.
There's like 95-year-old or 95-pound women that get tattoos that are probably not much bigger than Steve.
Yeah, but
I
they
don't
probably
know-
can bench
I
press
don't know
them.
that Steve Rogers didn't have tattoos. I've not examined. I don't know. He might have had a full sleeve for all I know.
He
He
does.
doesn't.
It's on the back under his uniform. It's just a Peggy Calder's face.
Okay, so then this kid versus
This
pre-serum
kid
Steve Rogers, who wins?
with his
This is a
bolt
fair
cut or
fight.
whatever.
So wait,
So,
how was the heart ring bestowed upon Mati? That's the important question here, because if it's about the pureness of his heart, then the ring would go to Steve, just like a Green Lantern ring goes to the person who's got the best willpower.
Well, it's not like that. It's not an automatic thing.
It would just rip right off his finger. Boom. Steve has got
I think
the
it's his
ring now.
Tear it off and go.
I think animated Whoopi Goldberg gave it to him. Like she
I
chose
think
him
it's
specifically.
like she chose him for his compassion.
I think it was because he was I don't know. He was the bottom of the barrel.
He's
It's
the
like,
weakling.
does somebody
He
want
was
this
the worst
ring?
teenager in the
Yeah.
immediate area.
Please, somebody take this ring.
Well, and I don't think, I don't think you can say Captain America, pre-serum Steve Rogers rather, was all that compassionate, because he was like, I'm ready to join the army and go
No matter
destroy
what.
Germany.
I'm ready to kill some Nazis.
Yeah, but he was doing it because of the love of his country and because he wanted to stop the evil oppressive force and the evil tyranny that was taking place during the war.
Hey, and I appreciate
That's why
that.
I wanted to join.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't think
Take somebody with a
Gaia is
lot of
gonna
heart
give it
and
to-
courage to do that.
Yeah, but
But
it's not an automatic thing though. You're still assuming it operates the way a Green Lantern ring does. What would have to happen is Gaia would show up like to referee the thing, and then take a look over here at skinny Steve Rogers and read his heart and be like, yeah, you're done. Take Monty's ring and toss it over to Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
You don't think that would happen?
I
No,
don't think she would be involved. She would be a biased referee.
I
Look,
don't think he would.
He's got to
choose
have
Steve
every
Rogers.
advantage possible.
She'd be sneaking him weapons and everything. It'd be bad.
Yeah, he look at him. I
I'll
mean,
tell you
Under the
what, I'll
ring.
tell you
he
what.
needs something.
She can be his manager if pre-serum Steve Rogers gets pre-metal arm Bucky Barnes as his manager.
That's fine.
Okay. So Bucky Barnes cuts her throat. That's what's going to happen immediately. Like,
No, I think Gaia would beat Bucky Barnes.
I mean, he was like in the special forces during World War II or something, right? Like he was
So-
no joke.
Well, but that
So-
was before he ever he came out of basic training and would be at this fight.
And then
Yeah,
like
so
3 months
Gaia-
later,
Who
Bucky's
can control
there.
us?
He distracts him. He distracts Gaia. Steve steals the ring. And we're all good.
how is he going to steal? If he steals the ring won't work
Bites his
for him,
finger
right?
off.
Because his heart is now tainted with greed and theft.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I honestly think the heart ring would somehow make its way to Steve Rogers.
Let's just throw this out there. If there's no weapons involved, so Monty does not have the ring,
Right?
it's a straight up fist fight.
Yeah.
Like,
between a
Bare knuckle
12-year-old and
I think
And
I
then
think
the
Monty
30-year-old.
has a little bit on Rogers, but
'Cause he
Rogers
knows
has the
there's a-
determination to keep fighting, and Monty would get weirded out by that.
Yeah, because
And
Steve
run.
can do this all day.
That's true.
Yeah.
He can do it all day. That is
All
Monty,
day.
All day.
Monty's a kid, so he would get distracted with somebody yelling, "Who's that fighting?" And he'd be like, "It's me." And then Steve would just cold cock him.
Yeah, there you go.
so.
you know,
all
Steve,
right.
he's been in a lot of
All right.
fights. He's gotten
All right.
beat up a lot.
Everybody,
So
we're going
he's
to take a
pretty good.
vote.
Okay.
Who thinks Monty beats
Wait,
Steve
wait, wait,
Rogers?
wait.
Raise your hand.
Let's do it for the podcast. Let's go around so that it's not so visual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? James,
Okay.
go ahead. Who wins?
Oh, Rogers.
Rogers? Casey?
Rogers.
Hey, Barry?
Rogers.
I'm saying Rogers.
Yeah, there you go.
Unanimous.
Clean sweep. It's Rogers.
But not
Rogers.
because he's going to steal the ring from Mati. I think he's going to outlast Mati and rope-a-dope him in a sense.
I think he's used to getting beat up. He's gotten beat up
Yeah.
a lot.
He can
He
take a
could
licking.
probably wear Monty out. Monty could just give him all he's got, wear himself down, and Steve is fine. He's used to getting beat up. It's fine.
And honestly, all Mati has is probably not that much
yeah.
because he's
Well,
a
yeah.
child.
But again, I'm just gonna throw this out there.
How old is Steve at this point? Is he like 20?
I'm just gonna throw
He's
this
got to
out
be
there.
18 to try to enlist in the army.
He's got to be at least 18. So he's
It's gonna be a full grown man versus a child.
he's not.
And
I
the
don't know.
front page is not gonna paint.
He's
Steve
not full
Rogers
grown.
in.
Is that what you just said, Casey?
I'll say he's a small adult male.
He was
Very
Casey,
He
I'm
was
still
born-
gonna say
he
the
was
front
born on
page of
July
this-
4th, 1920. So in 41, when he would try to enlist, he was 21.
He was born on the
I'm just
4th
gonna
of
say the
July.
newspaper is not gonna paint pre-sim Steve Rogers as a hero.
Yeah, it's
They're
going
gonna
to
be
be like failed Army enlistee beats
beats
up
the crap out of a
child.
12-year-old child.
And he's definitely not getting an army then.
And then the line below it is going to be like Child Protective Agency formed because of
Child Protective Services seeks disgruntled veteran in case of beaten child.
Because of cage match between
Because of
12-year-old
illegal cage match.
yeah, that's how the DSS
Coney
is
Island.
formed because of that fight.
Oh, are you saying it's on Coney Island, Casey? That's home field advantage, Rogers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Rogers all
got
day.
advantage right there. That's his turf, you know.
Anywhere
Oh.
that the American flag flies is Rogers' home turf.
I
so-
think they have to battle it out on Iceland.
You know, I'm with James in this discussion though. I think as soon as they fought, the ring would rip his finger off or just come flying off and right to Steve. Then Steve's got all the power.
I don't think that's consistent with the established rules of the Captain Planet universe. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm going to throw this out there for an interesting matchup.
So are you saying Gaia abducted all of the kids and was like, here's your magic rings?
That's
Here's your
exactly what I'm
rings.
saying. Yes.
I
Child
think we need to watch
Protective
the first
Services-
episode of Captain Planet again and
I
see how
need
they
to-
got their rings.
Child
need a kid from
Protective
each
Services also seeks lady who kidnapped
Mystical-
these children.
Mystical mother of Earth for kidnapping.
Sounds an awful lot like Whoopi Goldberg.
I have a matchup that I think we should look at.
It's got to be the Heart Kid versus somebody though.
Well, it's going to be a form of the hot kid.
No, it's got to be that one. It's got to be the one we grew up with watching in the 90s.
Not the cool
I
one with
think
the
we bring
tattoo.
all the Planetids together and have them form Captain Planet versus Thanos.
Oh, it's Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos would kill.
No, they
Captain
become
Planet.
friends and they wipe out everybody.
You know what? Thanos could spin the whole thing about, listen, overpopulation, pollution.
Yeah.
He's like, you're right, and then Captain Planet goes and starts killing everybody.
Captain
Yeah.
Planet joins Thanos' children. He becomes the adopted son of Thanos.
See,
I could see that.
I'm just
He
saying.
would do it. You know, he would be all
So-
for it.
If that were to happen, if Captain Planet goes rogue, can the Planeteers shut him down? Or does he have to say the power is yours?
They would have to
No,
trick him into
clearly,
saying the
clearly,
power
when they
is yours
form,
somehow.
when they do it, the first time when they bring him to being, Thanos will snap and the Planeteers will disappear.
Thanos gets another Infinity Gauntlet, puts the Planeteer rings
In it.
in the
Yeah.
Infinity Gauntlet.
But only half of the Planeteers disappear.
2.5 of them gone.
The Heart guy is definitely gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Well, to be honest, James, when I mean disappear, I mean Thanos'
Why is he
children would just kill them all.
Isn't it random? What is the,
No, Thanos would go out of his way to make sure.
that one
Yeah. Kid was
specifically gone?
I'm just saying it's not that Thanos would actually snap. He would actually remove the gauntlet, snap. His children would go, "Oh, you want us to eliminate these 5 kids? Sure."
Except for the Heart Kid. Again, that Thanos would go out of his way to
Thanos would kill him.
smear.
Poor
Because
Heart Kid.
Thanos knows a little shit when he sees it.
We we give him a lot of grief on this show.
The Heart Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope his lawyers don't reach out. I hope
A
this
show
fictional
from-
character doesn't take offense to what we've
from-
said.
The show from 1991. There's probably some fans. There's probably like a fan club for the Heart Kid.
Well, Ted Turner owned Captain Planet, so he could sue us, I guess. But
I
I think he's
I
got
do
better
have to-
stuff going on.
I think he probably does. I hope he
do
does.
have to say, back in the day when Captain Planet was a viable watching TV show, I would sit down and watch it sometimes.
I watch
Oh,
Captain
I-
Planet.
I
They
I
know
watched
watched
I'm
it
on
all
that.
the time.
Yeah.
But then Batman came on. I was like, nah, man.
Nah,
I'm
man.
done with you.
That's an easy decision right there. Batman versus Captain Planet.
Man,
Batman.
that was the terrible thing is like being young was Batman came on at like 4 and they had Speed Racer on at like 3:30 and nobody liked Speed Racer. It was terrible.
Oh,
but
this show's lame.
you couldn't skip Speed Racer because if you skipped Speed Racer, you'd forget all about Batman.
Eh,
Yeah, and it was like you had Thundercats before Speed Racer or Dragon Ball Z or something you wanted to watch,
Yep.
and then Speed Racer,
Yep. And then
and
Batman.
See, I tell you what, that's one thing on Saturday mornings, like even as an adult, like I miss Saturday morning cartoons.
You can watch cartoons. I watch cartoons all the time.
Nowadays, you can
Right.
just pick whatever you want to watch. and
Multiple
watch it.
streaming services.
That's
Yes,
right.
I know. But waking up and just randomly like scrolling through the channels and coming upon like Batman or Justice League and been like, I'm gonna
That
sit
was
here
a
and
good
watch this.
feeling. That was a good feeling. That can't be duplicated.
And now you don't
It's
get
not the
that.
same.
No. Well,
Now you-
on that note, we are well and truly out of time. James, you're going to have to trim some of this one. This one went a little long, but no big deal. As long as y'all are listening and enjoy it, that's what matters. We're going to try to definitely come up with another incredible scenario where the Heart Kid can possibly win a fight maybe one day. We're not
Hey,
there
He won
yet.
last week.
Maybe
He won
our-
last
maybe our
time
viewers.
against Aquaman.
Yeah. Maybe a
Maybe-
viewer will come up
maybe
with
they-
a suggestion.
Yeah.
Maybe so. I'd love that. Y'all send us your suggestions for Heart Kid versus.
Mm.
We would love to continue.
We'll give you a
this.
shout out and dedicate the fight to you.
Yeah.
Right now, the Hawk Kid's 1-1.
Did he beat Aquaman?
I don't think so. I think he's 0-2.
no, because we would say it was on neutral ground, and Aquaman would not have fish.
Yeah, but Aquaman still has a trident.
That's true. That's his standard gear. And if he doesn't have a trident, he's got the arm hook thing that he can launch.
Yeah.
Well, we might have revisit that one
We will.
because if it's the one from
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. Aquaman Heart Kid. Who do you got? I've got Aquaman.
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 There you go. 3-1, eh?
no, I was just saying that if it was a straight up fight,
Yeah.
Definitely
would probably
Aquaman.
still win.
There's no way the
Like
Heart Kid
Aquaman.
wins.
A 220-pound male or whatever versus
In peak
90-pound
physical
kid.
condition.
Well,
And his skin is different from a normal human's because of living under the ocean.
Yeah.
not if he conjures bees.
even
If
if
the
there's
Hawk
no
Kid
fish
brings
around
bees
for him
in,
to come in.
Aquaman leaving.
How
I mean,
is the Heart Kid?
Before the Heart Kid could summon anything, Aquaman would punt his head to the next star. Like,
Hey, we can all agree Aquaman's lame, but he would totally
Yeah.
beat up the Heart Kid.
No,
No,
one's
no,
saying
if he-
Aquaman is great. I'm just saying he could 100% beat up a 12-year-old.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Watching Justice Society and seeing Aquaman hell Hitler, I'm wishing the Hawk Kid would have been there just to punch him in the nuts.
man, this episode's heavy Nazi. Like,
There's a lot of
we do
Nazis.
not condone
Nazi
Nazi
Aquaman and
Nazi bad.
Nazis are terrible.
Nazis real
Yeah.
bad. White supremacy, real bad.
wow.
Yeah.
We're getting into some stuff here, guys.
Heart Kid.
Let's cut this
We're
last
just trying to have a
5
fun
minutes.
podcast
I'm
about
Mayberry.
about Aquaman beating up a 12-year-old boy, and everybody's like, white supremacy is bad. Well, we all know that.
Yeah. We don't have to reiterate that.
Let's
So,
just cut this last 5 minutes. I'm Mayberry.
So, for Chinwag with the Horsemen, I'm Andrew.
I'm Mayberry.
I'm James.
And I'm Casey.
Thanks for listening.